you can see that we are from two opposite sides of the country.
Can I say that again? Sorry.
And as you can see, we are...
Oh, wait, I need to do
Shalani, come on, please.
Okay, ready?
1, 2,
3.
Even if you tried to give me a meal, the best thing that ever happened to me, and I really don't care.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Life with the Fields.
Hey everybody, my name is Barry Fields.
And I'm Shalani.
And this is Life with the Fields. Many people have asked about how we met. People ask all the time, how did we come about to be where we are? So we just wanted to give you a little backdrop of our story. I am originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, where we currently live now.
I'm from Tacoma, Washington, the West Coast.
And as you can see, we are from two opposite sides of the country. And that always brings the question of how did you guys meet? Personally, I never met anybody from Washington, the state, until her. When she told me that she was from Washington, the first place that I thought was Washington, D.C., as most people on this side of the country assume when meeting her. But the state of Washington is just kind of an unknown place to Midwesterners. So we met through a mutual friend of ours that she was currently working with at the time. And I went to school with this individual, and she just felt like we were a match made in heaven. And so she got us on the phone one night. I believe it was a late night. Mm-hmm. Neither one of us were living for God at this time. And she got us on the phone, and we talked for maybe about 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. And so we set up a time for us to meet. And so I had just gotten off of work, you all, and it was late at night. At this time, I was working for the satellite company. And if any of you know anything about installing satellites, it is a very dirty job. I mean, I'm crawling in crawl spaces and hanging from trees and rooftops. I mean, I had to be really in shape to do that job. I had gotten off work late that night. I hurried up and took a shower real quick. It was a late evening. And I went to Steak City, which is a local restaurant here in town. And when I came in, I saw her and our mutual friend and another friend. And the whole time we were there, she was acting really, really crazy. Which at that time, I was pretty much a laid back, mellow kind of guy, still am. And she was just doing too much for me. And so that date didn't go too well. It only lasted for maybe about what?
I don't know. Enough for him to get his food and leave.
All right. So that's my version of the story. Hers is a little bit different, and I'm pretty sure she can tell you her side of the story.
So we get on the phone, decide to meet. And so when we get there, again, like he said, I was the wild one. I was very wild and loud and very free. I was a very free-spirited individual. When he walks in, this pretty boy with curls all on the top of his head. And I'm looking at him, he's got this button up on, and he's got these shoes, right? And I'm like, oh no, there's no way.
They were Steve Madden's, by the way.
They were a mix between dress shoes and sneakers. I've never seen anything like that before. What are they like? I don't know. I don't even know what they were. But they were definitely not, anything that I had seen before. So I'm like, oh no, he's a pretty boy. Like, I'm not interested.
And I wasn't interested either. And so we didn't see each other for maybe a whole nother year by this time. And so the next time that we saw each other was actually at the gym. And so this is where the famous story comes in of us playing one-on-one. And obviously I let her beat me because I wanted to take her out to eat. And so a long story short, we met up at the gym. She was there already. It was being ran by an elder at my dad's church. And I seen her there. She didn't remember me, which was just kind of like, what? How can you not remember me? But anyways, and so after we got done playing full court basketball, we ended up playing one-on-one. And I was smashing her, y'all. I mean, it was like I only needed like 1 point to win. And so, you know, we had made a bet. Said, if I win, you got to let me take you out. And so I asked her, where did she want to go? And out of all the places, I'm thinking she could have said Cheesecake Factory. She could have said, you know, some fancy restaurant. But she said Taco Bell. I'm like, this is a piece of cake. And so she finally got the ball. And she hit a jump shot. And so she had some pretty good form. It was okay. And so I let her continue to shoot. And she hit every shot. And she beat me. I was not guarding her, y'all. I let her shoot. And she beat me. And then she pretty much just walked off the court. You know, just like, I mean, nothing happened. And so we didn't see each other again for another few months, maybe. Yeah, another few months. And by that time, God had already started dealing with the both of us. That part of the story is too long for the video here. We'll have to break it up into another part. But God had already started dealing with us at this time. And so the elder that was at my dad's church that ran this gym had been ministering to her. And she did not know that I was a pastor's son at that time. And so about April 2009, that's when I finally decided that I was going to go back to church because of some things that I had going on in my life at that time. And I knew I needed God. And she had already currently had went there, I believe, one time before that, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, one time before that. And so that kind of started our journey as we both gave our life to God and we were both baptized. She was baptized. I was already baptized currently at that point. And God restored me and she was filled with the Holy Ghost. And so that was April the 26th, 2009. And literally immediately within that same year, July the 3rd, we got married. We dated just about every single day from April 26th all the way until July the 3rd. Our dating process consisted of going to church, going to play basketball, and walking on the canal. It sounds boring, but to us, that was the greatest thing ever. We went to church, so we got fed spiritually. We had physical activity as far as playing basketball. We played basketball maybe 4 or 5 times a week, maybe. Yeah. It was a group of us. We went and played as much as we possibly could. And then we would walk the canal. And so we got married July the 3rd, 2009. And we had this grand plan of, 2 years before we had a child, we were going to do this. And we were going to, had all these great plans to do a whole lot of stuff until about 3 months later, we found out that she was pregnant. and so within that 2-year plan, it was already blown out of the water. We ended up having our first child in 2010, and then she got pregnant again. So we had another child in 2011, and then she got pregnant again. And we had another child in 2012, and then we had a little space there, but then she got pregnant again. The last one was her fault. She said that, she got baby fever, and she begged me, and I finally gave in. And so we had baby Roman in 2014. We were hoping and praying for a girl, but I'll never forget when we saw the ultrasound. After seeing 3 ultrasounds, you pretty much, you can tell before they even, tell you the sex of the baby. And so Roman, was doing everything that boys do in the womb. And so when I saw the ultrasound, I was like, here we go with another boy. So we wanted 2 girls and 2 boys, but we ended up having 3 boys and 1 girl. And so that's the beginning stages of how we got married, started having children. And at that time, I was currently ministering out a little bit. We ministered quite a bit out on the streets at that time, doing outreach and things like that. And then God started dealing with us, as we had left the church that I grew up in and went to church in Carmel, Indiana, which is not far from Indianapolis. It's just the next city north of here. And God began to deal with us as my pastor, who's currently still my pastor, even though I'm a pastor. I believe every pastor should have a pastor, by the way. He decided that he was going to open up World Evangelism Center, which is where I currently pastor right now. And so God dealt with us. We decided to go and help him start this church. And then within a year and a half's time, after God dealt with us again and dealt with my pastor, we transitioned into pastoring, and I was 28 years old, you all. I was scared out of my mind. I'm just going to be honest. I was very scared, and I did not know what the future held for us. But God has been faithful to us. We have been pastoring World Evangelism Center now for 4 years. October the 16th, and we are having a blast. Even though every day is not sunshine, we have some days where we're just like, man, it just seems like we can't get a break. But then, God steps in and he shows his hand mightily once again, and it makes it all worth it. And so a lot of people ask us, what's it like to pastor at a young age? I started pastoring at 28 years old. I'm still young, 32 years old. And, I always respond by saying it's a journey. It is a journey for myself. I'm pretty sure she'll tell you her side of the story. It's a journey for our children, but we're loving every moment of the journey, being able to see lives changed, being able to see our children grow, and being a part of ministry, not just being the pastor's kids, but they actually want to be involved and want to be a part of the ministry.
I remember when we first started pastoring, trying to get my thoughts and my emotions together on how I felt about it all. And when people would ask me, what's it like to be a pastor's wife? And I would always say, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's hard. Soon the Lord changed my language from it's hard or it's a lot to it's an honor. I feel honored to be able to pastor and lead God's people.
Yeah, it is an honor to be able to serve people. It's something that I myself have always had a heart just to serve people. And so I did not initially think that I was going to pastor. We initially wanted to travel around the world and minister and preach the gospel. And God had other plans for us, and this is why it's important. Make sure that God's plans and your plans line up, because you may want to do something for God and it may be something great, but it might not be for you. And so I wanted to travel around and be an evangelist, possibly even be a missionary. And who knows what the future holds for us as far as, where God may take us. But in this season of our life, God's planted us here in Indianapolis to pastor a great group of people and to reach a city that needs Jesus. And so people ask us what the future holds for us. I don't know. I guess every day we take it one day at a time. Reaching the community, reaching the lost, and just having fun. We have lots of fun. We do a lot of things with the children. We started the Life with the Fields YouTube channel as far as recording our life, because people tell us that we are a sitcom, naturally funny people. And so people tell us all the time, like, man, y'all should document y'all's life, because not only are you guys funny, but what God is doing in y'all's life is extraordinary. And so, you know, we just feel like ordinary people, you know, just doing what God has called us to do. And so we decided to document our life, start a YouTube channel, start social media pages. If you aren't following us on our social media pages, or you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that. Shameless plug. But, you know, that's our life story, and that's who we are. What you see with us is what you get.
Yeah.
Until next time, we'll share our story with you guys, giving you updates on our life, things that are taking place, the victories that we've won, life-changing experiences that we have. Please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Hit the bell notification to receive updates when we update our vlog on our YouTube channel. God bless you all, and we look forward to making more videos and future content for you soon.
Bye.
Bye.